Get ready to dive into one of the most influential books on power and strategy ever written. The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene is a must-read guide for anyone who wants to understand and manage the dynamics of power in any area of life. From the royal courts of old to modern corporate offices, Greene takes us through fascinating stories and timeless lessons that will teach you how to protect yourself from manipulation, outsmart your adversaries, and achieve your goals with cunning and determination. This book not only provides knowledge but also equips you with practical tools to navigate the complex game of power. Let's explore together the powerful teachings that have impacted leaders and thinkers around the world. Who is the genius behind the 48 Laws of Power? Robert Greene is an American author known for his expertise in power strategies and seduction. Born in Los Angeles, Greene studied at the University of California, Berkeley, and the University of Wisconsin-Madison, where he graduated in classical studies. Before becoming a renowned author, he worked in over 80 jobs, including as an editor and screenwriter. This vast experience gave him a unique perspective on human dynamics and power. His first book, The 48 Laws of Power, published in 1998, quickly became a worldwide success, establishing him as an authoritative voice on strategy and leadership. Since then, Greene has written several bestsellers including The Art of Seduction and The Laws of Human Nature. You can't miss what's coming next. In this video, we will offer you a detailed and exciting summary of the 48 Laws of Power. You will discover practical and instructive examples that illustrate the essence of each chapter, with real-life applications from well-known and famous figures. We will explain clearly and simply how each law can be applied to your daily life, from work to personal relationships. Get ready to learn from the strategies used by great leaders in history and how you can use them to your own advantage. Join us and transform your perception of power with the teachings of Robert Greene. Law number 1. Never outshine the master. The first law of power, never outshine the master, emphasizes the importance of making your superiors feel secure and not threatened by your skills or talents. Essentially, this law teaches us that excessively showcasing our abilities can backfire, as it can create envy and fear in those above us in the hierarchy. It is crucial to maintain a balance where our competencies do not overshadow those of our superior, allowing them to always feel in control and appreciated. In this chapter, Greene explores the dynamics between subordinates and superiors, and how a poorly calculated strategy can lead to disaster. The key is to stand out without making your superior feel threatened. If they perceive that you could usurp their position, they will try to eliminate you as a potential threat. Therefore, it is more beneficial to work in the shadows, praising their successes and helping them shine more, all while demonstrating your value subtly and modestly. This way, you secure your position and foster an environment of trust. Key points of the chapter. Do not overshadow your superior. Demonstrate your value without ostentation. Ensure your superior feels secure and appreciated. Praise and highlight your superior's achievements. To put this law into practice, you must observe and deeply understand your superior's insecurities and strengths. In work situations, for example, ensure your ideas and suggestions always reinforce your boss's decisions, making them look competent. Never correct your superior in public, and avoid competing with them in areas where they want to shine. Instead, offer your support and genuine recognition. This will not only strengthen your work relationship, but also position you as an indispensable ally. Imagine working in a tech company and your boss has just presented a new project idea. Even if you have an improved version of that idea, instead of presenting it immediately, you could share it with them in private, highlighting how their proposal inspired you and how it could be enhanced. This way, you give them the credit and allow them to present the improved version as their own, making them shine more in front of their superiors. A clear example of this law is the relationship between Nicolas Fouquet and Louis XIV. Fouquet, the finance minister, organized a dazzling party to impress the king but ended up overshadowing him. This excessive ostentation made Louis XIV feel threatened, and as a result, Fouquet was arrested and imprisoned. In contrast, Colbert, Fouquet's successor, learned from this mistake and always ensured to make the king shine, thus securely and effectively consolidating his own position of power. Law number 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. This law teaches us to be cautious about blindly trusting our friends and to learn how to strategically use our enemies. Friends can become envious and treacherous, while enemies, in trying to win your favor, can be more loyal and useful. The key is to understand human motivations and know when and how to use each for your own benefit. Greene delves into how the familiarity and trust we place in friends can lead to betrayal due to jealousy or resentment. Enemies, on the other hand, being forced to prove their loyalty, can become more valuable allies. By hiring or collaborating with someone who was previously a rival, you demonstrate greatness and disarm animosity. However, it is crucial to manage these relationships astutely and always maintain a certain degree of distrust. Key points of the chapter: the betrayal of friends due to envy or resentment, the unexpected loyalty of enemies, the strategy of manipulating and leveraging relationships, the balance between trust and vigilance. To apply this law, evaluate your current relationships and decide if some of your friendships are based on genuine loyalty or self-interest. At work, for example, it might be more beneficial to collaborate with a former rival on a project, demonstrating your ability to forgive and strategic vision. Always keep a critical eye on the actions of your friends and enemies to anticipate any change in their loyalties. Imagine in a corporate setting, you need to form a team for a crucial project. Instead of surrounding yourself only with friends, consider including someone who has previously been critical of you. Their desire to redeem themselves and prove their worth can make them an extremely committed and productive team member. A historical case is that of Abraham Lincoln, who appointed several of his former political rivals to his cabinet. This action not only disarmed potential conspiracies against him, but also leveraged their talents and abilities to strengthen his administration. His ability to work with his enemies helped maintain the Union during the American Civil War and consolidate his leadership. Law number 3. Conceal your intentions. The third law of power warns us about the importance of keeping our true intentions hidden. If people cannot foresee your moves, they cannot prepare to defend or counteract you. Keeping others in the dark about your true plans is an effective strategy to gain an advantage and achieve your goals without opposition. Greene explains how humans have a natural tendency to want to understand and predict the actions of others. If you manage to keep your intentions hidden, you will create confusion and bewilderment, allowing you to maneuver without obstacles. Distraction tactics, false leads, and strategic silence are key tools to keep your plans secret. Key points of the chapter: the importance of discretion in your plans, the use of distraction tactics, the creation of false leads, the advantage of strategic silence. In everyday life, practice discretion about your goals and plans. In a work environment, avoid sharing all the details of your projects and maintain a facade that does not reveal your true objectives. Use distractions and seemingly innocuous actions to divert attention from your true intentions. This way, you will have more control over the final outcome without interference from others. Suppose you want to implement a significant change in your department, but you know it might face resistance. Instead of announcing your plans immediately, start with small changes that do not seem related, and present your big ideas as a natural evolution of those minor changes. A historical example is that of Napoleon Bonaparte, who often deceived his enemies about his true military intentions. He used distraction maneuvers and false moves to confuse his adversaries, allowing him to win numerous battles and consolidate his power in Europe. His ability to keep his intentions hidden was key to his military successes. Law number 4. Always say less than necessary. This law underscores the importance of being sparing with words. Saying less than necessary can increase your power, as your words will carry more weight and people will pay more attention to what you say. Brevity and conciseness project an image of control and confidence, while talking too much can make you seem vulnerable and unreliable. Greene highlights how excessive talking can lead to misunderstandings and reveal more than intended. By keeping your words to a minimum, you avoid exposing yourself and allow others to project their interpretations onto you, maintaining an aura of mystery and power. Additionally, concise and precise words have a greater impact and can influence people more. Key points of the chapter: the strength of brevity and conciseness, the risk of talking too much, the power of strategic silence, maintaining an aura of mystery. In your daily life, practice being more conscious of your words. In important meetings or discussions, formulate your thoughts clearly and concisely, avoiding unnecessary digressions. Listen more and speak less. This will allow you to better understand others and project an image of control and wisdom. Silence can be a powerful tool for negotiating and making decisions. In a negotiation, instead of exposing all your arguments and details of your position, present only the essential points and allow the other party to speak more. This will not only give you more information about their position, but also give you an advantage by keeping your own margin of maneuver hidden. A modern example is Steve Jobs, known for his ability to say a lot with few words. In his product presentations, his statements were concise and to the point, increasing the impact of his announcements and keeping his audience engaged. His mastery of brief but powerful communication was one of the keys to his success as a business leader. Law number 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. The fifth law emphasizes the importance of building and maintaining an impeccable reputation. Reputation is one of the most valuable assets you can possess, as it influences how others perceive and treat you. Losing your reputation can lead to a loss of power and respect, so it is vital to defend and strengthen it constantly. Greene explores how reputation acts as a protective shield that can intimidate your enemies and win allies. Building a solid reputation takes time and effort, but once established, it can be a powerful tool for maintaining and expanding your influence. It is crucial always to be alert to any threat to your reputation and take swift and decisive measures to neutralize them. Key points of the chapter: the importance of a solid reputation, reputation as a tool of power, active defense of reputation, constantly building your public image. To apply this law, strive to build a positive reputation in all your personal and professional interactions. Be consistent in your actions and behaviors to strengthen your image. In case of attacks on your reputation, respond quickly to clarify misunderstandings and restore your image. Maintain a high ethical and professional standard so that your reputation becomes your greatest asset. Imagine you are a financial consultant and your reputation is based on your integrity and success in investments. If someone spreads negative rumors about your ethics, it is crucial to disprove them quickly with clear and convincing evidence of your correct behavior and achievements. An example is the figure of Winston Churchill during World War II. His reputation as a brave and indomitable leader was crucial to maintaining British morale during the darkest times of the conflict. Churchill defended his reputation through inspiring speeches and firm decisions, consolidating himself as a symbol of resistance and strength. Law number 6. Court attention at all costs. This law teaches us that in the game of power, being invisible is being irrelevant. Standing out and drawing attention are essential to establish your presence and authority. Visibility allows you to control the narrative and attract opportunities, while darkness condemns you to oblivion. Greene explains that perception is reality, and being seen is crucial to your success. No matter how talented or intelligent you are, if no one knows you exist, you will have no influence. Use all the means at your disposal to stand out: dress, behavior, bold projects, and grand gestures. Drawing attention often can mean the difference between success and failure. Key points of the chapter: the importance of visibility and power, strategies to stand out and be noticed, manipulating public perception, the risk of invisibility and irrelevance. To put this law into practice, start by analyzing how you can stand out in your environment. If you are in a meeting, be the first to present innovative ideas. Dress in a way that reflects your personality and draws attention without being extravagant. In important projects, take the initiative and ensure your achievements are publicly recognized. The key is to be memorable and visible. Suppose you work in marketing and are launching a new product. Instead of a traditional campaign, you organize a spectacular launch event with influential guests and media coverage. This not only draws attention to the product but also positions you as an innovative and bold professional. A clear example is Lady Gaga, who from the beginning of her career used her extravagant outfits and theatrical performances to draw attention. This not only made her stand out in the music industry, but also allowed her to build a unique and powerful brand. Her ability to stay in the spotlight has been key to her continued success. Law number 7. Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. The 7th law emphasizes the importance of using the skills and work of others to your advantage. Getting others to do the heavy lifting while you take the credit not only saves you time and energy, but also allows you to advance more quickly toward your goals. Greene explains that effective delegation and appropriation of credit are essential skills for success. Instead of trying to do everything yourself, learn to identify the strengths of others and use them for your own purposes. Always ensure you are at the center of attention and receive recognition for achievements, even if you were not the one who did the work directly. Key points of the chapter: the importance of strategic delegation, how to identify and use the skills of others, appropriation of credit ethically, staying in the center of attention. In practice, start by analyzing your current tasks and responsibilities. Identify those that can be delegated to others and find people in your team with the appropriate skills to carry them out. Make sure to supervise their work and be ready to present the results as a collective achievement, but with your leadership clearly visible. This will not only increase your productivity, but also consolidate your position as a leader. Imagine you are leading a software development project. Instead of trying to code everything yourself, delegate parts of the project to team members specialized in different areas. Then, coordinate their efforts and present the finished project to management, ensuring you highlight how your leadership and vision were crucial to the project's success. A historical example is Thomas Edison, known as one of the most prolific inventors. Edison often took credit for inventions made by his employees in his laboratory. His ability to organize and lead a team of talented inventors and then present their achievements as his own was fundamental to his success and worldwide recognition. Law number 8. Make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. The 8th law of power teaches that you should always be the one to control the situation, attracting others to your territory. Instead of chasing others and acting on their terms, create a situation where they are forced to come to you. Greene highlights the importance of maintaining control in any interaction. By attracting others to your territory, you ensure that the circumstances play in your favor. Use incentives, promises, or any bait that is attractive to them. Once you have them on your turf, you will be in a much stronger position to negotiate and control the outcome. Key points of the chapter: the importance of attracting others to your turf, strategies for creating attractive incentives, how to maintain control in interactions, the advantage of negotiating from a position of strength. To put this law into practice, first identify what is valuable to the people you interact with. Offer incentives that are hard to refuse to attract them to you. In a negotiation, for example, instead of going to your counterpart's office, invite them to your territory where you control the environment and can better manage the power dynamics. Suppose you are an entrepreneur looking for investors. Instead of chasing them for meetings, organize an exclusive event at your headquarters, offering an attractive presentation of your product. This not only shows confidence in your project, but also puts the investors on your turf, where you can influence their decisions better. An example is the Chinese general Sun Tzu, author of The Art of War. Sun Tzu used the tactic of making the enemy chase him to a terrain he had prepared beforehand, giving his forces a decisive strategic advantage. This technique allowed him to win numerous battles, demonstrating the power of attracting your adversaries to your own turf. Law number 9. Win through your actions, never through argument. The 9th law emphasizes that actions speak louder than words. Instead of trying to convince others with arguments and discussions, demonstrate your point through tangible actions and results. Actions are difficult to refute and have a lasting impact. Greene explains that verbal arguments often generate resentment and resistance, while clear and effective actions demonstrate your point conclusively. By acting instead of speaking, you avoid confrontation and show your competence in leadership. Well-executed actions can also inspire and earn the respect of others without the need for lengthy explanations. Key points of the chapter: the strength of actions over words, reducing conflicts through clear actions, the lasting impact of tangible results, building respect and leadership through action. In your daily life, focus on showing results instead of getting into unnecessary discussions. If you have an innovative idea at work, conduct a small pilot that demonstrates its effectiveness instead of arguing its viability in meetings. Let the results speak for themselves, and others will be more inclined to support you. Imagine you are a sales manager and want to implement a new strategy. Instead of arguing with your team about the theoretical benefits, implement the strategy in a small region and show how it has increased sales. This practical approach will demonstrate the validity of your idea without the need for lengthy discussions. An example is Mahatma Gandhi, who used nonviolent action to demonstrate the power of peaceful resistance. Instead of debating the legitimacy of Indian independence, he organized marches and acts of civil disobedience that showed the world the injustice of British rule. His actions inspired millions and achieved significant change without the need for extensive verbal arguments. Law number 10. Infection. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. The 10th law warns of the dangers of associating with negative or unfortunate people. Emotions and circumstances are contagious, and surrounding yourself with losers and the miserable can drag you down into their state. It is vital to protect your energy and success by avoiding those who constantly live in misery and negativity. Greene explains that emotional states and unfortunate situations can be transmitted from person to person, affecting your well-being and success. Associating with people who have a losing mentality or who are always surrounded by problems can drain your energy and make their problems become yours. It is crucial to choose your relationships carefully and surround yourself with positive and successful individuals who inspire and support you. Key points of the chapter: The contagiousness of negative emotions in circumstances. The importance of protecting your energy and well-being. Careful selection of your relationships. The positive influence of surrounding yourself with successful people. To apply this law, begin by evaluating your social and professional circle. Identify people who constantly bring negativity and problems into your life and consider reducing your interaction with them. Focus on building relationships with people who have a positive mentality and who inspire you to grow and improve. This will not only protect your emotional well-being, but also position you in an environment of success. Imagine you are an entrepreneur and have a partner who always complains and sees the negative side of every situation. Their constant complaints begin to affect your motivation and perspective. To protect your business and mental state, you decide to limit your interaction with this partner and seek alliances with more optimistic and proactive people. An example is the famous investor Warren Buffett, who has spoken several times about the importance of surrounding yourself with positive people. Buffett avoids associating with negative or dishonest people because he believes they can negatively influence his judgment and success. By surrounding himself with people who share his vision and ethics, Buffett has built an incredibly successful career. Law number 11. Learn to keep people dependent on you. This law teaches that to maintain your independence and power, it is crucial that others need and depend on you. The more they rely on your skills and help, the more control you have over them. Dependence ensures their loyalty and places you in a position of advantage. Greene delves into how dependence creates a favorable power dynamic. If you manage to make people depend on you for their success or well-being, you will have significant influence over them. This can be achieved by developing unique skills, offering indispensable help, or creating a situation where others cannot do without your support. The key is to maintain that dependence without becoming indispensable. Key points of the chapter. Creating dependence to maintain power. Strategies for developing indispensable skills. The importance of remaining relevant and useful. The balance between being necessary and not becoming indispensable. In practice, work on developing skills that are highly valued and difficult to replace in your field. Offer your help and support in a way that people become accustomed to depending on you. At work, ensure you are the expert in a critical area and share your knowledge so others rely on your guidance and experience. Always maintain your relevance by updating your skills and knowledge. Suppose you are an IT specialist in a company. You ensure you are the only one who deeply knows certain critical systems and become the go-to person for solving technical problems. By being indispensable for daily operations, your position in the company is strengthened, and you ensure your influence. An example is Steve Jobs at Apple. Jobs not only founded Apple but was also the driving force behind many of its most innovative products. His vision and leadership were so crucial that when he was fired, the company began to decline. His return was indispensable for Apple's resurgence, demonstrating how dependent the company was on his leadership. Law number 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. This law underscores the power of selective honesty and generosity. By showing frankness and generosity at key moments, you can gain the trust and loyalty of others, disarm their distrust, and gain a significant advantage. Greene explains that honesty and generosity, when used selectively, can be powerful tools to manipulate and control others. A sincere and honest gesture can disarm people and make them lower their guard. However, these tactics should be used carefully and at strategic moments to maximize benefits without appearing manipulative. Key points of the chapter. Honesty and generosity as strategic tools. Disarming distrust through sincerity. The importance of selectivity in these gestures. The balance between genuine sincerity and calculated strategy. To apply this law, identify key moments where an honest or generous gesture can disarm a difficult person or win the trust of someone important. For example, in a negotiation, offering an unexpected concession can make the other party more flexible and collaborative. In personal relationships, show your generosity at critical moments to strengthen bonds and gain loyalty. Imagine you are negotiating an important contract and the other party is being very demanding. Instead of arguing, you offer a significant concession that does not cost you much, but that they value highly. This act of generosity disarms their defensive posture and facilitates the negotiation in your favor. An example is Nelson Mandela, who showed frankness and generosity towards his former enemies during his presidency. By promoting reconciliation and forgiving those who had imprisoned him, Mandela disarmed distrust and gained the loyalty of many South Africans, facilitating the country's peaceful transition to democracy. Law number 13. When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude. The 13th law emphasizes the importance of appealing to people's self-interest when you need help. Instead of expecting them to act out of compassion or gratitude, show how your proposal will benefit them directly. People are more likely to help you if they see a personal gain. Greene explains that appealing to compassion or gratitude is less effective because people are more motivated by their self-interest. By framing your requests in a way that highlights the benefits they will gain, you are more likely to get their cooperation. This strategy not only increases your chances of success, but also strengthens your position by demonstrating that you understand and can manipulate human motivations. Key points of the chapter: the ineffectiveness of appealing to compassion or gratitude, the effectiveness of appealing to self-interest, how to frame requests by highlighting personal benefits, the strategic manipulation of human motivations. To apply this law, analyze the motivations of the people you are asking for help. Frame your request by highlighting how they can benefit personally from helping you. In a professional situation, for example, if you need support for a project, present your proposal showing how its success could improve their chances for promotion or recognition. Suppose you need a colleague to help you with a report. Instead of simply asking for their help, explain how their contribution could stand out to the management and increase their chances of receiving a bonus or promotion. By showing the direct benefit, you are more likely to gain their cooperation. A historical example is Benjamin Franklin, who used what is known as the Franklin effect. He would ask small favors from people he wanted to influence, knowing that once someone had done him a favor, they were more likely to continue helping him. By appealing to their self-interest of feeling useful or important, Franklin secured their ongoing cooperation. Law number 14. Pose as a friend. Work as a spy. This law teaches us to be friendly and amiable in our interactions while gathering valuable information. Maintaining an appearance of friendship allows others to lower their guard, giving you the opportunity to discover their intentions, weaknesses, and plans. Information is power, and obtaining it discreetly gives you a significant advantage. Greene explains that the key to successful espionage is subtlety and discretion. Acting as a sincere friend makes people feel comfortable and trust you, revealing information they would not share otherwise. This information can be used to anticipate moves, prepare defenses, and find strategic opportunities. However, it is crucial to always maintain a balance between friendship and vigilance to avoid arousing suspicion. Key points of the chapter: the importance of subtlety and discretion in espionage, information gathering as a tool of power, how to use trust to obtain information, balancing friendship and vigilance. To apply this law, cultivate genuine relationships in your environment, but always keep a critical eye and an analytical mind. Listen carefully and observe behaviors and patterns that may reveal more than words. At work, for example, participate in informal conversations and social gatherings, paying attention to details and comments that may be useful for your goals. Imagine you work in sales and want to know the strategies of your competitors. You make friends with employees from other companies at industry events, paying attention to any information they mention about their practices and plans. You use this information to adjust your strategies and get ahead of them. A historical example is Elizabeth I of England, who used a network of spies to stay informed about threats and conspiracies against her throne. Her spies, like Sir Francis Walsingham, acted as friends and confidants of courtiers and enemies, gathering crucial information that allowed Elizabeth to neutralize threats and consolidate her power. Law number 15, crush your enemy totally. The 15th law emphasizes the importance of completely eliminating your enemies to prevent them from resurfacing and attacking you again. Allowing an enemy to survive or recover can lead to future retaliation and conflicts. The safest strategy is to crush any threat to your power completely. Greene explains that weakened enemies can recover and seek revenge. To ensure your safety and stability, it is crucial to eliminate the threat entirely. This can mean different actions depending on the context, from the social or professional ruin of a rival to more drastic measures in extreme conflict scenarios. The key is not to leave room for the enemy to recover and attack you again. Key points of the chapter: the need to completely eliminate threats, the risks of leaving weakened enemies alive, strategies for crushing your enemies, preventing future retaliation. In professional life, identify your main rivals and work to neutralize them definitively. This can involve demonstrating their incompetence, exposing their mistakes, or weakening their support network. Make sure they do not have the opportunity to recover and retaliate. The key is to act decisively and without leaving loose ends. Suppose you have a competitor in your company who constantly sabotages your projects. You document their actions and present compelling evidence to management, ensuring they are fired and do not have the opportunity to harm you again. An example is Julius Caesar, who crushed his political enemies in Rome decisively. After defeating Pompey in the Civil War, Caesar left no room for his enemies to reorganize, consolidating his power as a dictator. This strategy of completely eliminating his rivals allowed him to maintain control over Rome until his assassination. Law number 16. Use absence to increase respect and honor. This law teaches that sometimes temporarily stepping away can increase the respect and honor others have for you. Familiarity can lead to contempt, and absence can make you more valued. Strategically using your absence can strengthen your presence and power. Greene highlights that overexposure can diminish your value in the eyes of others. By disappearing temporarily, you create a sense of scarcity that increases your value and the perception of your importance. This strategy must be used carefully to avoid appearing indifferent or uninterested, but to make others appreciate and respect you more when you return. Key points of the chapter: the risk of overexposure, the strategy of creating scarcity, how to use absence to increase your value, the balance between presence and absence. In your personal and professional life, identify strategic moments to step away and create a sense of scarcity. At work, this can mean taking time off after a major achievement so others feel your absence and value your contributions more. In personal relationships, giving space can strengthen bonds and make others appreciate you more. Suppose you are a team leader and have just completed a successful project. You take a short vacation, allowing your team and superiors to feel your absence and recognize the value of your leadership when you return. An example is Napoleon Bonaparte during his exile on the island of Elba. Although he was absent, his legend and respect for him grew in France, facilitating his return to power during the 100 Days. His temporary absence increased the desire for his return and consolidated his status as a powerful figure. Law number 17. Keep others in suspense. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. This law emphasizes the importance of being unpredictable in your actions. If others can anticipate your moves, you lose your advantage. Keeping people in suspense and acting unexpectedly can disorient your enemies and keep your allies alert and respectful. Greene explains that predictability can be a major disadvantage in the game of power. When your actions are predictable, others can anticipate and counter them. By being unpredictable, you create an atmosphere of uncertainty and fear, which can deter rivals and keep your followers attentive. The key is to balance between expected and unexpected actions to maintain control. Key points of the chapter: the risk of predictability, the strategy of unpredictability, how to keep others in suspense with your actions, the balance between expected and unexpected actions. In practice, alternate between predictable and surprising actions to keep others disoriented. In a work environment, introduce unexpected changes in your routines or decisions to prevent competitors from predicting and countering your moves. The key is to keep everyone in a state of uncertainty about your next steps. Imagine you are a project manager and your competitors always try to anticipate your plans. One day, you suddenly change the project strategy, taking a completely different path. This unpredictability disorients your competitors and gives you a strategic advantage. An example is Richard Nixon, who used the madman theory during the Vietnam War. He made his adversaries believe he was unpredictable enough to use nuclear weapons, deterring enemies from taking aggressive actions. His unpredictability became a strategy to keep rivals at bay. Law number 18. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. The 18th law warns of the dangers of isolation. Building fortresses to protect yourself may seem safe, but it actually makes you more vulnerable by cutting off contact with valuable information and potential allies. True security lies in mingling and building support networks. Greene explains that isolation deprives you of crucial information and makes you an easy target. By withdrawing from the world, you lose touch with reality and cannot anticipate enemy moves or take advantage of opportunities. It is vital to stay connected and build strategic relationships to secure your position and receive support when needed. Key points of the chapter: the dangers of isolation, the importance of staying connected, building support networks, the vulnerability of fortresses. In practice, avoid completely withdrawing from your social or professional environment. Actively participate in events, keep communication lines open, and build strategic relationships. By staying visible and connected, you will be able to gain valuable information, anticipate problems, and get the support you need for your goals. Suppose you are a business leader and decide to withdraw from all meetings and social events to focus on your work. As you isolate yourself, you begin to lose touch with market trends and collaboration opportunities. Instead, actively participate in conferences and industry events to stay informed and connected. An example is Nicholas II of Russia, who, isolated in the Winter Palace, lost touch with the needs and problems of the Russian people. This isolation contributed to his downfall during the Russian Revolution, as he could not anticipate or react adequately to the growing tensions and discontents in his country. Law number 19. Know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. This law underscores the importance of thoroughly knowing the people you interact with. Offending the wrong person can have devastating consequences, as some people are more dangerous and vengeful than others. Understanding your allies and enemies will allow you to manage your interactions better and avoid costly mistakes. Greene highlights that not everyone reacts the same way to an offense. Some may forgive and forget, while others may hold a grudge and seek revenge. It is crucial to assess the character and potential reactions of those around you before acting. This will help you avoid unnecessary conflicts and manage your relationships better. Key points of the chapter: the importance of thoroughly knowing people, different reactions to an offense, strategies for managing interactions, avoiding unnecessary conflicts. In practice, take time to assess the character and motivations of the people you interact with. Before criticizing or challenging someone, consider how they might react and the possible consequences. Treat others with tact and diplomacy to avoid offending the wrong person and generating conflicts. Imagine you work in a corporate environment and have a disagreement with a colleague. Before confronting them aggressively, you research their history and how they react to conflicts. If you discover they are a vengeful person, find a diplomatic way to resolve the disagreement without provoking them. An example is John D. Rockefeller, who learned to manage his relationships carefully. Instead of directly confronting his competitors, Rockefeller often sought strategic agreements and collaborations. This ability to manage his interactions carefully allowed him to build one of the largest business empires in history. Law number 20. Do not commit to anyone. The 20th law teaches the importance of maintaining independence and not committing to any faction or cause. By not aligning yourself with anyone, you keep your freedom and maneuverability. This allows you to take advantage of opportunities as they arise and avoid being dragged into others' conflicts. Greene explains that committing to a cause or faction can limit your freedom and tie you to others' decisions and problems. Staying independent allows you to be flexible and adapt to changing circumstances. This strategy also puts you in a position of power, as others will try to win your favor and support. Key points of the chapter: the importance of independence, the risks of committing to a faction, flexibility and adaptability, the power of being desired by all. In practice, avoid taking sides in conflicts and maintain a neutral stance. At work, for example, do not align yourself with a single person or group, but collaborate with everyone fairly. This will allow you to maintain your independence and be in a favorable position to take advantage of emerging opportunities. Suppose you are a consultant and are offered to work exclusively for one company. Instead of committing fully, negotiate a contract that allows you to work with multiple clients. This not only gives you more freedom, but also increases your value by not being tied to a single company. An example is Talleyrand, the French diplomat who served several different regimes during his career, including Napoleon, the monarchy, and the Republic. His ability to avoid fully committing to any faction allowed him to stay in power and be influential through multiple government changes. Law number 21. Play a sucker to catch a sucker. Seem dumber than your mark. This law teaches us to use candor as a tool to disarm and manipulate others. By pretending to be more naive or less intelligent than you are, you can make others lower their guard and reveal their true intentions. This tactic allows you to gather information and control the situation without arousing suspicion. Greene explains that feigned candor is a powerful tactic for manipulating people. By appearing dumber or more naive than you are, you make others feel superior and relaxed, revealing valuable information and their true intentions. This strategy gives you the advantage of acting without being perceived as a threat. Key points of the chapter: the effectiveness of feigned candor, how to disarm and manipulate others, gathering valuable information, maintaining control without arousing suspicion. In practice, use the tactic of feigned candor in situations where you need to gather information or disarm an opponent. In a negotiation, for example, act as if you do not fully understand the terms or need more explanations. This can lead the other party to reveal more than necessary, giving you a strategic advantage. Imagine you are in a business competition and facing an aggressive rival. During a meeting, act as if you do not fully understand their tactics, asking naive questions. Your rival, confident in their superiority, might reveal more of their plans, allowing you to adjust your strategy accordingly. A historical example is Winston Churchill, who often used the tactic of feigned candor in his diplomatic interactions. By acting as if he were not fully aware of certain details, he managed to get his adversaries to reveal crucial information. This strategy allowed him to better handle negotiations and political situations during World War II. Law number 22. Use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power. This law teaches that in situations of weakness, surrender can be a powerful tactic. By temporarily giving in, you can buy time to recover and plan your next move. This tactic allows you to transform a position of weakness into an eventual advantage. Greene explains that surrender is not always a sign of defeat but a strategy to buy time and disarm your opponents. By giving in, you can avoid a direct confrontation and wait for the right moment to counterattack. This tactic can also confuse and demoralize your enemies, giving you an opportunity to regain strength and plan a more effective strategy. Key points of the chapter: surrender as a strategic tactic, buying time and disarming opponents, transforming weakness into advantage, the importance of choosing the right moment to counterattack. In practice, if you find yourself in a position of weakness, consider surrendering temporarily to avoid an unfavorable confrontation. Use this time to evaluate the situation, plan your next move, and regain strength. This strategy allows you to conserve your resources and wait for a more favorable opportunity to act. Imagine your company is losing market share to a stronger competitor. Instead of continuing to fight a losing battle, you decide to withdraw certain products and focus on more profitable areas. During this time, you analyze your competitors' strategies and prepare an innovative launch that allows you to recover and surpass your previous position. A historical example is Nelson Mandela, who used the tactic of surrender during his imprisonment. Instead of resisting and facing certain defeat, Mandela accepted his situation and used his time in prison to build relationships, gain international support, and plan his strategy for a future in freedom. His temporary surrender allowed him to emerge as an even stronger leader and eventually overthrow the apartheid regime in South Africa. Law number 23. Concentrate your forces. This law teaches the importance of concentrating your forces instead of dispersing them. By focusing your resources and efforts on a key objective, you can maximize your impact and effectiveness. The dispersion of efforts, on the other hand, dilutes your power and makes you vulnerable. Greene highlights that concentration is essential to achieving great things. By identifying and concentrating your forces in strategic areas, you can achieve significant results. This law also applies to the management of your resources, time, and energy. The key is to avoid the temptation to diversify too much and stay focused on what really matters. Key points of the chapter: the importance of concentration of forces, the risks of dispersing efforts, strategies to identify strategic areas, effective management of resources, time, and energy. In practice, identify your most important goals and concentrate your efforts on them. At work, this may mean focusing on key projects that have the greatest impact on your career or company. In your personal life, prioritize activities and relationships that contribute to your well-being and success. Stay focused and avoid getting distracted by activities that do not add value. Suppose you are an entrepreneur with several business ideas. Instead of trying to develop them all at once, select the one with the greatest potential for success and concentrate all your resources and efforts on it. This concentration will allow you to develop it effectively and achieve a significant impact on the market. An example is Bill Gates, who from the beginning focused on making Microsoft the leader in personal computer software. Instead of diversifying into other technological sectors, Gates concentrated his resources and energy on perfecting the Windows operating system, leading Microsoft to dominate the software market and become one of the most valuable companies in the world. Law number 24. Play the perfect courtier. This law teaches us to behave like perfect courtiers in social and professional relationships. The perfect courtier is skilled in the art of diplomacy, charm, and subtle manipulation. They know how to win favors and avoid direct conflicts, always maintaining an impeccable image. Greene explains that success in life often depends on the ability to navigate complex networks of human relationships. The perfect courtier knows how to flatter without seeming servile, defend their interests without being confrontational, and maintain a pleasant and attractive presence. This law emphasizes the importance of discretion, elegance, and cunning in handling relationships. Key points of the chapter: the importance of diplomacy and charm, the ability to win favors and avoid conflicts, discretion and elegance in interactions, subtle and strategic manipulation. In practice, work on improving your social and communication skills. Learn to flatter subtly and genuinely and handle conflicts with diplomacy. Maintain a polished and professional image in all your interactions. The key is to be pleasant and strategic, gaining others' favor without appearing manipulative. Imagine you work in a company and want to get promoted. Instead of openly competing with your colleagues, you cultivate positive relationships with everyone, from your peers to your superiors. You are kind, always willing to help, and know how to highlight your achievements without seeming arrogant. This strategy earns you everyone's favor and positions you as an ideal candidate for promotions. A historical example is Giacomo Casanova, who was a master in the art of the courtier. Through his charm, intelligence, and social skills, Casanova managed to rise in European courts, gaining favors and protections from influential people. His ability to handle human relationships with subtlety and elegance allowed him to live a life of adventure and success. Law number 25. Recreate yourself. This law teaches us to reinvent ourselves constantly to maintain interest and relevance. Adapting and changing with the times is crucial to maintaining power and influence. The ability to transform and surprise others prevents you from being pigeonholed and makes you unpredictable. Greene explains that rigidity and lack of adaptation can lead to obsolescence. Those who can reinvent and adapt to new circumstances not only survive but thrive. This law emphasizes the importance of being flexible, innovative, and able to adopt new identities as circumstances require. Constant transformation keeps others interested and prevents them from underestimating you. Key points of the chapter: the importance of adaptation and reinvention, the risks of rigidity and obsolescence, strategies to transform and surprise others, flexibility and innovation as tools of power. In practice, look for opportunities to reinvent yourself and adapt to new circumstances. In your career, this may mean learning new skills, adopting new technologies, or changing roles as the market requires. In your personal life, find ways to renew yourself and surprise those around you, always maintaining a fresh and dynamic image. Suppose you work in the technology industry and a new disruptive technology appears on the market. To maintain your relevance, you decide to learn about artificial intelligence and blockchain, two emerging areas. This reinvention positions you as an expert in new technologies, attracting new opportunities and keeping your career in constant growth. An example is Madonna, who throughout her career has known how to reinvent herself constantly. From her beginnings in pop music to her forays into film and fashion, Madonna has adopted multiple identities and styles, always staying relevant and at the center of public attention. Her ability to transform has been key to her longevity and success in the entertainment industry. Law number 26. Keep your hands clean. This law teaches us the importance of maintaining an impeccable and spotless image. In the game of power, it is crucial that no one can blame you for anything dirty or immoral. Let others do the dirty work for you while you keep your hands clean and your image intact. Greene explains that perception is key in power. If you are seen as someone of integrity and without a stain, you will have more allies and fewer enemies. This implies delegating unpleasant or morally questionable tasks to others, ensuring your reputation remains intact. It is vital that you are seen as a model of rectitude, even if behind the scenes you may be making tough decisions. Key points of the chapter: the importance of an impeccable image, delegating dirty tasks to others, maintaining the public perception of integrity, the difference between appearance and reality. In practice, identify situations where tough decisions need to be made and find ways to delegate them without compromising your reputation. At work, this could mean letting a subordinate handle a dismissal while you remain in the background. Always ensure that any potentially negative actions are not directly reflected on you. Suppose you are a manager and need to implement staff cuts. Instead of handling the dismissals personally, you assign the task to a human resources team, ensuring that the procedures are clear and fair. You maintain your image as a compassionate leader while necessary actions are taken. A historical example is Henry Kissinger, who during his time as U.S. Secretary of State often delegated the most controversial decisions to other government members. This allowed him to maintain an image of astute and calculated diplomacy without being directly associated with the more questionable actions of the government. Law number 27. Play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. This law teaches us to exploit people's innate need to believe in something. By creating a belief system or a cause that others can put their faith in, you can attract loyal and committed followers. This strategy allows you to consolidate your power and maintain control over a group. Greene explains that people seek meaning and purpose in their lives and are willing to follow those who provide a cause or belief to cling to. By positioning yourself as the leader of this cause, you can win the unconditional loyalty of your followers. The key is to be charismatic, convincing, and offer a vision that inspires and motivates others. Key points of the chapter: the human need to believe in something, creating belief systems or causes, how to attract loyal followers, the importance of charisma and vision. In practice, identify a cause or vision that can resonate with the people around you. In a work environment, this could be an inspiring vision for the future of the company. Communicate this vision convincingly and work to build a group of loyal followers who share your enthusiasm and commitment. Imagine you are a community leader and want to mobilize people to improve the neighborhood. You create an inspiring vision of a safer, cleaner, and more united neighborhood and organize meetings and events to involve everyone. By offering a clear and convincing purpose, you win passionate and committed followers to the cause. An example is Martin Luther King Jr., who used his charisma and vision of an America free of racial discrimination to mobilize millions of people. His ability to inspire and unite his followers around a common cause was crucial to the success of the civil rights movement in the United States. Law number 28. Enter action with boldness. This law teaches us that boldness and determination are essential to achieving power. Indecision and hesitation can be perceived as weakness. By acting boldly, you demonstrate confidence and control, which helps you gain respect and overcome obstacles. Greene highlights that boldness disarms enemies and rivals who are often unprepared for decisive action. Boldness can create a shock and surprise effect, giving you a strategic advantage. Additionally, acting with determination and confidence can inspire your allies and followers, consolidating your leadership position. Key points of the chapter: the importance of boldness and determination, how indecision can be perceived as weakness, the shock and surprise effect of boldness, inspiring confidence and leadership through decisive action. In practice, adopt a mindset of bold and decisive action. Face challenges with confidence and do not hesitate to make important decisions. At work, for example, if you identify an opportunity, act quickly to take advantage of it, demonstrating your leadership and decision-making ability. Suppose you are an entrepreneur and see an opportunity in the market for a new product. Instead of hesitating, you act quickly to develop and launch the product before the competition. This boldness allows you to capture a significant market share and establish yourself as an innovative leader. An example is Alexander the Great, who was known for his boldness on the battlefield. His ability to make quick decisions and act with determination allowed him to conquer vast territories and become one of the most successful military leaders in history. Law number 29. Plan all the way to the end. This law teaches us the importance of meticulously planning every action. Having a clear vision and a detailed plan allows you to anticipate problems and adjust your strategy as needed. Improvisation can lead to failure, while careful planning ensures success. Greene explains that detailed planning allows you to foresee obstacles and prepare for them, minimizing the risk of unpleasant surprises. A clear plan also helps you maintain focus and direction, ensuring that all your actions are aligned with your ultimate goals. This strategy requires patience and foresight, but is essential for achieving lasting success. Key points of the chapter: the importance of meticulous planning, how to foresee obstacles and prepare for them, maintaining focus and direction, patience and foresight as keys to success. In practice, dedicate time to planning each important project and action. Clearly define your objectives and break down the necessary steps to achieve them. Anticipate possible problems and develop contingency plans. This detailed planning will allow you to act with confidence and efficiency, minimizing risks and increasing your chances of success. Imagine you are organizing a major business event. Instead of improvising, you create a detailed plan that includes all aspects of the event, from logistics to promotion. You anticipate possible problems and have solutions ready, ensuring that the event is a success and reflects well on your management skills. An example is Dwight D. Eisenhower during the planning of D-Day in World War II. The meticulous planning of the Normandy invasion, considering all possible details and contingencies, was crucial to the success of the operation and the Allies' advance in Europe. Eisenhower's ability to plan from start to finish ensured effective execution and minimized risks. Law number 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. This law teaches us to make our accomplishments seem natural and effortless. If others believe that your successes are the result of innate talent or special ability rather than hard work, they will see you as exceptional and worthy of admiration. Greene explains that the perception of effort can influence how an achievement is valued. If your achievements seem the result of hard and painful work, others may think that anyone could achieve them with enough effort. However, if you make them seem natural and effortless, others will believe you have a special talent or ability, increasing your prestige and power. Key points of the chapter: the perception of effort and its impact on the value of achievements, making achievements seem natural and effortless, increasing prestige and power through the appearance of ease, the importance of hiding the hard work behind your successes. In practice, work hard in private and ensure that your achievements appear natural and effortless in public. Avoid talking too much about the difficulties and effort you have invested. Instead, focus on showing the results in a way that seems the product of your innate talent and exceptional skills. Imagine you are a musician and have worked tirelessly to perfect a complex piece. When you present it in public, you play with a relaxed and confident expression, showing no signs of the hard work behind it. The audience sees you as a natural genius, increasing your prestige as a musician. An example is Fred Astaire, the legendary dancer and actor. Astaire practiced tirelessly until he achieved perfection, but when he performed, he did so with a grace and ease that hid all the effort behind his movements. This ability to make his performances seem natural and effortless earned him a reputation as one of the greatest dancers of all time. Law number 31. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal. This law teaches us the importance of controlling the options available to others. By presenting people with a limited selection of options that all favor you, you maintain control and prevent them from choosing a path that harms you. Greene explains that by controlling the options, you can guide others towards decisions that benefit your interests. This strategy involves creating an illusion of free choice while limiting the possibilities so that whatever the choice, it benefits you. It is a subtle but powerful form of manipulation. Key points of the chapter: the importance of controlling the available options, creating an illusion of free choice, guiding others towards beneficial decisions, preventing others from choosing harmful paths. In practice, present people with a selection of options that all benefit you. In negotiations, for example, structure the offer so that any choice they make benefits you. This technique allows you to maintain control and ensure a positive outcome without appearing authoritarian. Imagine you are a sales manager and want your team to focus on certain high-margin products. You offer incentives to sell those specific products, presenting several bonus options that all revolve around those products. This way, your team feels they have choices, but all benefit your goal. An example is Franklin D. Roosevelt during his presidency. Roosevelt often presented Congress with several policy options, all designed to advance his objectives. By controlling the options, he ensured that regardless of Congress's choice, his policies would be implemented in one way or another. Law number 32. Play to people's fantasies. This law teaches us to play to people's fantasies and dreams. Reality can be harsh and discouraging, so people are easily seduced by those who offer a vision of hope and fantasy. By appealing to their dreams and desires, you can gain their loyalty and support. Greene explains that people often prefer fantasy over reality. Promises of a better future, magic, and mystery are powerful tools to influence others. By offering a vision that appeals to their desires and hopes, you can manipulate their perceptions and gain their trust and loyalty. Key points of the chapter: people's preference for fantasy over reality, using promises of a better future, magic and mystery as tools of influence, gaining trust and loyalty by appealing to desires and hopes. In practice, identify the fantasies and desires of the people around you and use this knowledge to influence them. In marketing, for example, create advertising campaigns that promise to transform people's lives significantly. In leadership, offer an inspiring vision of the future that motivates your followers. Imagine you are a politician campaigning. Instead of focusing only on problems and complex policies, you create an inspiring message that promises a bright and prosperous future for everyone. By appealing to the hopes and dreams of voters, you gain their support and loyalty. An example is Walt Disney, who built an empire based on fantasy and magic. Disney created theme parks and movies that offered escapism and dreams come true, earning the loyalty and admiration of millions. His ability to play to people's fantasies turned Disney into one of the world's most beloved and successful brands. Law number 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. This law teaches us to discover the weaknesses and vulnerable points of others. Everyone has an Achilles heel, a vulnerability that can be exploited to gain an advantage. Identifying and leveraging these weaknesses can give you a significant strategic edge. Greene explains that knowing others' weaknesses allows you to better manipulate and control their actions. Weaknesses can be emotional, psychological, or physical. By discovering these vulnerable points, you can design strategies that exploit them for your benefit. This information gives you power over others and allows you to influence their decisions and behaviors. Key points of the chapter: the importance of knowing others' weaknesses, identifying emotional, psychological, and physical vulnerabilities, designing strategies that exploit these weaknesses, the power to influence others' decisions and behaviors. In practice, observe and analyze the people you interact with carefully. Pay attention to their emotional reactions, insecurities, and behavior patterns. Use this information to design strategies that take advantage of their weaknesses at key moments, ensuring your advantage and control. Suppose you are a negotiator and discover that your counterpart is very sensitive to time pressure. You use this information to set strict deadlines and make them feel rushed, leading them to accept your terms more easily due to their fear of missing deadlines. A historical example is Julius Caesar, who used knowledge of his enemies' weaknesses to defeat them in battle. By studying his rivals and discovering their vulnerable points, Caesar could design combat strategies that exploited these weaknesses, ensuring his victories and consolidating his power in Rome. Law number 34. Be royal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. This law teaches us that if you want to be treated with respect and deference, you must behave with the dignity and confidence of a king. How you present and behave influences how others perceive and treat you. Greene explains that self-image and behavior play a crucial role in power and influence. If you behave with confidence, dignity, and authority, others will treat you according to that image. It is essential to project an imposing and confident presence to gain the respect and admiration of others. Key points of the chapter: the importance of self-image and behavior, behaving with dignity, confidence, and authority, projecting an imposing and confident presence, influencing how others perceive and treat you. In practice, work on developing a self-image of confidence and authority. Take care of your appearance, body language, and tone of voice. Act decisively and confidently in all your interactions. Maintain an upright posture, make eye contact, and speak clearly. These actions will help you project an image of power and authority, making others treat you with the respect you deserve. Suppose you are a new manager in a company and want to earn the respect of your team. Instead of appearing insecure or indecisive, you adopt a confident posture, communicate your expectations clearly, and make firm decisions. Your behavior projects authority and confidence, making your team respect you and follow your instructions. An example is Margaret Thatcher, known as the Iron Lady. Her firm and authoritative behavior, combined with her imposing and confident presence, earned her the respect and admiration of both her followers and adversaries. Thatcher always acted with the dignity and confidence of a leader, consolidating her position as one of the most influential political figures of her time. Law number 35. Master the art of timing. This law teaches us the importance of knowing when to act and when to wait. Timing is everything in the game of power. Those who can assess the situation and act at the right time will be more successful than those who act impulsively. Greene highlights that timing is essential in all strategic actions. Acting too soon or too late can lead to failure. The ability to read the signs, wait for the right moment, and then act decisively is a crucial skill for anyone seeking power. This law emphasizes the importance of patience, observation, and precision. Key points of the chapter: the importance of timing in strategic actions, reading the signs and assessing the situation, knowing when to act and when to wait, patience, observation, and precision as keys to success. In practice, develop the ability to assess situations and wait for the right moment to act. Observe circumstances and others' actions carefully. In a work environment, wait for the ideal conditions to propose a new idea or project. This patience and precision will increase your chances of success. Suppose you are an investor and have identified a stock with growth potential. Instead of buying impulsively, you observe the market and wait for the price to drop to an optimal level before making your investment. This precise timing allows you to maximize your profits. An example is George Washington during the American War of Independence. Washington was known for his ability to assess the terrain and the state of his troops, waiting for the right moment to strike. His patience and precision in timing were crucial to the key victories that led to the independence of the United States. Law number 36. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. This law teaches us to disdain and show no interest in things we cannot have. Showing desire or envy for the unattainable makes us seem weak and uncontrolled. Ignoring what you cannot have is a demonstration of strength and self-control. Greene explains that by ignoring what you cannot have, you show that you are above those desires and that they do not affect you. This not only preserves your dignity, but can also disarm those who try to use these desires against you. Showing indifference towards the unattainable makes you seem stronger and less vulnerable. Key points of the chapter: the importance of ignoring the unattainable, demonstrating strength and self-control, preserving dignity and avoiding envy, disarming those who try to use your desires against you. In practice, identify the things that are out of your reach and consciously decide to ignore them. Instead of showing envy or desire, focus on what you can control and obtain. This attitude will allow you to maintain your dignity and project an image of strength and self-control. Suppose you desire a promotion in your company but know it is not available to you at this time. Instead of obsessing over the position and showing your frustration, you focus on improving your skills and performance in your current role. This positive attitude makes you seem more professional and controlled, increasing your chances of being considered for future opportunities. An example is Henry Kissinger, who during his political career faced multiple challenges and limitations. Instead of focusing on what he could not obtain, Kissinger concentrated on what he could control and achieve, using his influence and diplomatic skills to achieve significant results. His ability to ignore the unattainable and focus on his strengths was key to his success. Law number 37. Create compelling spectacles. This law teaches us to create impressive spectacles and events to capture the attention of others and keep them focused on what you want. Grand and memorable spectacles can distract people from their own concerns and focus them on you. Greene explains that humans are naturally visual and emotional, and impressive spectacles can strongly influence their perceptions and emotions. Creating grand and theatrical events can capture attention, generate enthusiasm, and consolidate your power. The key is to make others feel part of something unique and special, diverting their attention from other concerns or rivals. Key points of the chapter: The importance of capturing attention with spectacles, influencing perceptions and emotions, generating enthusiasm and consolidating power, making others feel part of something special. In practice, organize events and presentations that are visually impactful and emotionally resonant. In a professional setting, this could mean organizing spectacular product launches or project presentations that surprise and excite the audience. Use visual and narrative elements to create a memorable experience. Imagine you are a marketing director launching a new product. Instead of a traditional presentation, you organize a launch event with impressive visuals, enthusiastic customer testimonials, and an engaging narrative. The spectacle captures attention and generates excitement, ensuring the success of the launch. An example is Steve Jobs, who was famous for his product presentations at Apple. Jobs knew how to create impressive spectacles that captured the world's attention. His launch events, full of surprises and impactful revelations, kept the audience captivated and reinforced Apple's innovative and powerful image. Law number 38. Think as you like, but behave like others. This law teaches us to keep our true opinions and thoughts private while behaving conventionally and according to social expectations. Showing your true opinions can generate envy, resentment, and unnecessary conflicts. It is wiser to conform externally while maintaining internal independence. Greene explains that humans are naturally envious and prone to judge. By behaving like others and not highlighting your differences, you avoid conflicts and resentments. This strategy allows you to move freely within society and use your independent thinking strategically without provoking unnecessary opposition. Key points of the chapter: keeping true opinions private, behaving conventionally and according to social expectations, avoiding envy and resentment, using independent thinking strategically. In practice, observe and adapt your behavior to the norms and expectations of your social or work environment. Keep your most controversial or different opinions private and express them only in safe and trustworthy situations. This strategy will help you maintain social harmony and advance without creating unnecessary conflicts. Imagine you work in a company where most of your colleagues have different political opinions. Instead of arguing and creating tensions, you keep your opinions to yourself and focus on behaving professionally and collaboratively. This allows you to maintain positive relationships and focus on your professional goals. An example is Galileo Galilei, who, although he knew his discoveries about heliocentrism were correct, had to face a society and a church that firmly believed in the geocentric theory. Instead of openly confronting them, Galileo adopted a more cautious attitude, disseminating his findings prudently to avoid direct conflicts, although he was eventually judged by the Inquisition. Law number 39. Stir up waters to catch fish. This law teaches us to destabilize our enemies by creating confusion and agitation. When the waters are stirred, others lose their ability to think clearly and will make mistakes that you can exploit. Greene explains that confusion and agitation are powerful weapons in the game of power. By sowing chaos, you can disorient your rivals and force them to act hastily and irrationally. This tactic gives you the advantage of manipulating the circumstances in your favor while others struggle to stay afloat. Key points of the chapter: confusion and agitation as strategic weapons, disorienting rivals to make them commit mistakes, manipulating circumstances in your favor, the advantage of clarity in the midst of chaos. In practice, identify moments when you can introduce elements of confusion to destabilize your competitors or adversaries. In a business environment, this could mean launching an unexpected marketing campaign or suddenly changing your strategy to confuse your rivals. Take advantage of the confusion to position yourself better and make informed decisions while others are disoriented. Suppose you are a chess player and your opponent is known for their planning and strategy. During the game, you introduce unexpected moves and calculated sacrifices that destabilize their strategy, forcing them to make mistakes that you can then exploit to win the game. A historical example is Napoleon Bonaparte, who often used tactics of confusion on the battlefield. In the Battle of Austerlitz, he made deceptive movements to disorient the Allied forces, creating chaos in their lines and taking advantage of the confusion to secure a decisive victory. Law number 40. Despise the free lunch. This law teaches us to distrust free offers and favors without apparent motive. Nothing is truly free, and accepting favors or gifts can bind you to commitments and obligations. It is better to pay for what is worth and maintain your independence. Greene explains that accepting gifts or favors without reciprocity can endanger your independence and freedom. These gifts often come with hidden expectations that can compromise your position. It is crucial to value self-sufficiency and be willing to pay the price for what you need, thus maintaining control of your decisions. Key points of the chapter: distrust of free offers, the importance of self-sufficiency and independence, hidden expectations behind favors and gifts, maintaining control of your decisions by paying for what is worth. In practice, analyze any offer of help or gift you receive. Evaluate the possible implications and expectations that might be associated. Instead of accepting favors that could compromise your independence, seek to pay for what you need or negotiate clear terms that maintain your autonomy. Imagine a competitor offers you free access to valuable software. Instead of accepting it blindly, consider the possible implications and decide to negotiate a fair price to ensure you do not feel obligated to return the favor in the future. An example is John D. Rockefeller, who always valued self-sufficiency in his business. He often preferred to pay for what he needed instead of accepting favors or gifts that could bind him to unwanted commitments. This attitude allowed him to maintain absolute control over his companies and strategic decisions. Law number 41. Avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. This law teaches us to avoid blindly imitating great men. Every situation and era is unique, and what worked for others in the past may not work for you now. It is better to develop your own style and strategies than to imitate others. Greene explains that imitating great men can lead to mediocrity and failure, as the circumstances in which they operated are different from yours. Instead of copying, study their strategies and adapt their principles to your own situation. The key is to innovate and create your own path, using the knowledge of the past as a guide but not as an exact map. Key points of the chapter: the dangers of blind imitation, the importance of adapting strategies to your situation, innovate and create your own path, using knowledge of the past as a guide, not as a map. In practice, study the strategies and successes of great men, but do not follow them blindly. Analyze the current circumstances and adapt the principles of those great achievements to your own situation. Develop a unique style that reflects your personality and strengths, ensuring that your path to success is authentic and sustainable. Suppose you are an entrepreneur and admire Steve Jobs. Instead of trying to imitate his leadership style exactly, you study his principles of innovation and attention to detail. Then, you adapt these principles to your own company and market, creating a leadership style that is unique and effective for you. An example is Elon Musk, who, although influenced by great inventors and entrepreneurs of the past, has developed his own unique approach to innovation in business. Instead of imitating figures like Henry Ford or Thomas Edison, Musk has created his own path, combining principles of the past with his futuristic vision to lead industries like automotive and space exploration. Law number 42. Strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. This law teaches us that eliminating the root cause of a problem is the most effective way to solve it. Attacking the symptoms may provide temporary solutions, but the only way to eradicate a problem permanently is to eliminate its source. Greene explains that to truly resolve a conflict or problem, it is necessary to identify and eliminate the main cause. This may involve taking drastic decisions, but it is essential to prevent the problem from recurring. By directly addressing the root of the problem, you can ensure a permanent and effective solution. Key points of the chapter: the importance of identifying the root cause of problems, temporary solutions versus permanent solutions, taking drastic decisions to eliminate the source of the problem, ensuring a permanent and effective solution. In practice, when facing a problem, investigate and analyze until you find its main cause. Instead of addressing only the symptoms, take steps to eliminate the root of the problem. This strategy may require difficult decisions, but it will ensure that the problem does not resurface. Suppose you are a manager and your team is experiencing recurring issues with a problematic client. Instead of addressing each incident individually, you decide to investigate thoroughly and discover that the problem lies in poor communication and poorly managed expectations from the start. By resolving the root of the problem through improved communication and clear expectations, you eliminate the recurrence of the conflict. An example is Julius Caesar's campaign against the pirates of the Mediterranean. Instead of simply combating the pirates whenever they attacked, Caesar took decisive action to eliminate their bases and capture the leaders, resolving the problem permanently and ensuring the safety of maritime routes. Law number 43. Work on the hearts and minds of others. This law teaches us that to influence and control others, you must win their hearts and minds. Emotional manipulation and intellectual control are more effective than force or intimidation. Greene highlights that lasting influence is achieved through empathy, understanding, and persuasion. Gaining people's trust and affection allows you to influence their decisions and actions more effectively than through fear or coercion. This law emphasizes the importance of emotionally and intellectually connecting with others to achieve your goals. Key points of the chapter: the importance of emotional and intellectual influence, gaining people's trust and affection, empathy and understanding as tools of persuasion, the effectiveness of lasting influence over coercion. In practice, work on building genuine and meaningful relationships with the people around you. Listen actively, show empathy, and understand their needs and desires. Use this understanding to influence their decisions and actions in ways that benefit both. Imagine you are a team leader and want to implement a significant change in the way you work. Instead of imposing the change, you take time to talk to each team member, listening to their concerns and explaining how the change will benefit everyone. By gaining their trust and showing empathy, you get the team to accept and support the change voluntarily. An example is Nelson Mandela, who won the hearts and minds of South Africans through his message of reconciliation and unity. Instead of using force to impose changes, Mandela worked tirelessly to build trust and understanding between different communities, resulting in a peaceful and successful transition to democracy. Law number 44. Disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. This law teaches us to use the mirror effect to disarm and infuriate others. By reflecting their actions and behaviors, you can disorient them and make them feel uncomfortable, giving you a strategic advantage. Greene explains that the mirror effect involves imitating the actions, attitudes, and behaviors of your adversaries. This can disorient them, make them lose their composure, and make mistakes. Constantly reflecting their actions back to them returns their behaviors, causing confusion and frustration, allowing you to manipulate the situation in your favor. Key points of the chapter: the mirror effect technique to disorient adversaries. how reflecting behaviors causes confusion and frustration, the strategic advantage of emotionally disarming others, using imitation to manipulate situations in your favor. In practice, use the mirror effect in situations of conflict or negotiation. Reflect the tone, body language, and actions of the other party to create an atmosphere of discomfort and disorientation. This can make the other party lose focus and make mistakes that you can exploit. Suppose you are in a difficult negotiation and your counterpart adopts an aggressive stance. Instead of responding in the same way, you begin to mirror their gestures, tone, and body language. The constant imitation disorients and makes them feel uncomfortable, giving you the opportunity to redirect the negotiation in your favor. An example is the use of the mirror effect in martial arts, such as Aikido, where the opponent's movements are mirrored and used against them. This technique disorients the adversary and places them in a vulnerable position, allowing the practitioner to take control of the situation. Law number 45. Preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. This law teaches us to promote the need for change and progress, but without implementing reforms that are too radical and may provoke resistance and opposition. Change must be gradual and handled tactfully to avoid disruptions. Greene explains that while people may be open to change, they generally fear radical reforms that alter their environment or habits too much. It is important to present change as a natural and manageable evolution, avoiding resistance. Effective leaders promote incremental improvements that integrate without causing too much stress or conflict. Key points of the chapter: the need to promote change gradually, avoiding radical reforms that provoke resistance, presenting change as a natural evolution, integrating incremental improvements without causing stress or conflict. In practice, when proposing changes, do so gradually and manageably. Clearly communicate the benefits and necessity of the improvements and allow time for adaptation. This incremental approach helps minimize resistance and facilitates a smooth transition. Imagine you are a manager and want to implement a new technology in your department. Instead of introducing the change all at once, you start with a pilot phase in a small group, demonstrating the benefits and allowing the rest of the team to adapt gradually. This approach reduces resistance and facilitates the full adoption of the new technology. An example is Deng Xiaoping, who led China's economic transformation in the late 20th century. Instead of implementing radical reforms, Deng promoted gradual and controlled changes, such as the creation of special economic zones, allowing a smooth transition to a market economy without destabilizing the country. Law number 46. Never appear too perfect. This law teaches us that appearing too perfect can generate envy and resentment in others. It is better to show occasional imperfections to seem more human and accessible, thus avoiding hostility and attacks. Greene explains that perfection can be intimidating and provoke jealousy among those around you. Showing occasional human weaknesses makes you seem more approachable and genuine. By projecting a more balanced image, you can avoid envy and resentment that could sabotage your efforts and relationships. Key points of the chapter: perfection as a cause of envy and resentment, the importance of showing human imperfections, appearing more human and accessible, avoiding hostility and attacks through a balanced image. In practice, do not be afraid to show your occasional mistakes or weaknesses. Allow others to see that you are human and also face challenges. This approach will make you seem more approachable and genuine and reduce the likelihood that others will feel threatened by you. Imagine you are a leader in your company and have achieved many successes. Instead of hiding your failures, you share with your team the lessons you have learned from your mistakes. This not only makes you seem more human and approachable, but also fosters a culture of learning and growth. An example is Abraham Lincoln, who was known for his humility and willingness to admit his mistakes. This attitude earned him the respect and loyalty of his team and the general public, helping him lead the United States during the Civil War. Law number 47. Do not go past the mark you ask for. In victory, learn when to stop. This law teaches us not to go beyond our original goals. It is important to know when to stop and not be carried away by greed or excessive ambition. When achieving success, it is vital to maintain prudence and avoid risking everything for more. Greene explains that greed and excessive ambition can lead to ruin. Reaching a goal does not mean you should keep pushing without limits. Knowing when to stop and consolidate your achievements is crucial for long-term success. This law emphasizes the importance of moderation and the ability to self-assess. Key points of the chapter: the importance of not going beyond original goals, the risks of greed and excessive ambition, knowing when to stop and consolidate achievements, moderation and self-assessment as keys to lasting success. In practice, set clear limits for your goals and maintain constant self-assessment. Celebrate your achievements and consolidate your victories before embarking on new challenges. This strategy will help you maintain control and avoid unnecessary risks. Suppose you are an investor and have had great success in the stock market. Instead of continuing to risk everything in new investments, you decide to withdraw part of your profits and diversify your investments into safer assets. This allows you to consolidate your achievements and ensure your long-term financial success. An example is Andrew Carnegie, who, after achieving immense success in the steel industry, decided to retire and dedicate his fortune to philanthropy. Carnegie understood when to stop and consolidate his achievements, becoming one of the most important philanthropists in history. Law number 48. Assume formlessness. This law teaches us to be flexible and adaptable, changing form according to circumstances. Rigidity can lead to destruction, while the ability to adapt and change allows you to survive and thrive in different situations. Greene explains that adaptability is crucial for long-term success. Circumstances and the environment constantly change, and those who can change with them are the ones who survive and thrive. Being flexible allows you to adjust to new realities and seize emerging opportunities. Key points of the chapter: the importance of flexibility and adaptability, rigidity as a cause of destruction, changing form according to circumstances, seizing opportunities through adaptability. In practice, maintain an open and willing mindset to change according to circumstances. Regularly evaluate your environment and adjust your strategies and actions to adapt to new realities. This flexibility will allow you to overcome obstacles and seize new opportunities. Imagine you are an entrepreneur in the technology industry, and a new disruptive technology has appeared in the market. Instead of resisting change, you decide to adopt and adapt to the new technology, adjusting your business model to seize new opportunities and maintain your market relevance. An example is Charles Darwin, whose work on the theory of evolution highlights the importance of adaptability. The species that survive are not the strongest, but the ones that best adapt to changes. This lesson also applies to individuals and organizations in the game of power. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. This video is just the beginning of your transformation. Listening to this summary several times a day will help you internalize the powerful teachings of each law. With each listen, you will become more astute, strategic, and capable of achieving your goals with confidence and determination. If you found this video helpful, we invite you to express your gratitude by liking, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to our channel. Doing so not only supports our work, but also brings you blessings, prosperity, and greater wealth in your life. By sharing this knowledge, you are cultivating an abundance mindset that will benefit you and those around you. Remember, you can also find this video in English in the links in the description. This gives you the opportunity to not only delve deeper into the book's content, but also improve your skills in other languages. Additionally, we encourage you to acquire the 48 Laws of Power in physical, digital, or audiobook format. Having the book will allow you to delve even deeper into each law, review them at your own pace, and apply them in your daily life. Investing in this knowledge will be a decisive step toward your personal and professional growth. On our channel, we are dedicated to offering high-quality summaries for your development and success. Here you will find 5-minute express summaries, the best books for growth, motivation, wealth, and entrepreneurship. Detailed videos like this, where we delve deeply into the book's topics, providing valuable resources such as action plans by chapters and task lists to apply the teachings. Positive affirmation videos, inspired by the essence of the book, so you can internalize its knowledge while meditating, exercising, walking, or doing any other activity. We invite you to watch our entire series of videos to deepen your understanding of the book, grow personally, and improve your finances. Don't forget to click, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. Your comments are also very valuable to us. With each action, you increase gratitude and wealth in your life, fostering a community of learning and prosperity. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to seeing you in our upcoming videos. Your journey towards power and influence has just begun.